Recon was not banned. They weren't going to take it away with the Lucian pick, so the Recon feels great here with their comp, but also gives you a sustain to trade with the Lucian in the
You know, they're like exactly the same rhythm. You can't, oh well, there's a flash in from Morgan, looking for the solo bolo, and there it is! There's your tempo!
Yeah.
Been up for 5 minutes time.
It's in part due to the fact that they were able to get that play from Croco, but this is going to work out.
He is being very patient as they just wait for him to put down the circle. More needlework is in there, and there is the Grand Starfall as well. Cataclysm comes down, and Morgan just dies! Croco going to have to drag the flag out of there. Yeah, it's going to interrupt the back there for Morgan. Does give him information.
Now they get the next wave.
There is a sponge in the area. Yeah. This one's moving forward. There's the public execution. Let's see whether Morgan can survive. He flashes, but he gets stunned up, and the quickness comes in! And Morgan will survive! The shockwave is there! And the bros answer back!
I guess the moral of the story in this game is don't gank.
Whoever makes the first move loses.
Yeah, that's what's been going on in this one. That stunned him at the end there, right?
Or it was Pantheon.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
There's a few stuns.
Like the concussive blow part, I thought it was, and I was like, that's like kind of ironic that that happened that way. But then if it's a Pantheon, so it's really impressive.
If that doesn't happen, if that doesn't happen, then they could be fighting just for a really long time. Rift Herald is just going to be taken here by
Infernal or even Mountain. They're going to get that charge here in the mid lane and look for the turret take, and they will get it. So. Yeah. I think DRX in a pretty nice position right now. Sure, the gold is basically still dead even, and the game is very close, but DRX feeling comfortable right now as Yeho for the flash.
Yep, flash bear is going to come on in. There is the stun as in goes Polu yet again and finds the quickness to save his mid laner. This guy is actually just an ambulance, man.
Yeah, has his Mikhails at the ready, and he is fixing problems everywhere right now.
Yep. This is like a hyper-speed paramedic. It's just getting around. Nice double knock-up here as make it a triple. I guess a quadra. As now Hype making his way forward. Finds a lot of damage onto Yahoo. Yeah, there's no saving him this time around. Another knock-up comes through as Croco continuing the aggression. Hype, what was that flash? That was absolute insanity. But it might actually work out here as the culling is not going to land. The flag drops. And so does the Braum. As Morgan teleported in to try and get in on the action, but it was already over. Gets feats of strength.
Absolutely. Bit of a trade there. Rich is going to be able to take this turret out. Rich getting a lot of money. Got that top turret, gets this one as well. So he's still behind in the direct matchup, but this Gwen is hitting turrets, which is where you want to be. And DRX, again, full control over this objective. Flanks could be a problem.
Yeah, Croco on a great angle here. Andil puts up the door. They can wait for that one to wear off, though, as he puts them in the Cataclysm and leaves them there. Let's see whether this is actually going to work out, though, as Hype is free hitting, and there's a public execution, the Shockwave, the Ambessa Oriana combo. That is so sick from the bros, as Yahoo's going to go down. That's a triple for the Corki. And that's what he was doing when he was flashing into melee range. He was not too far behind or anything like that. In fact, no one really is. It's only a 2.5k gold lead here at 24 minutes. Not the end of the world.
Yeah, this ain't Legend Group. This game could get crazy real quick.
But we do know that Bro have the tempo vibes. That is absolutely true. Polu going to get stunned up here as the culling going to come on through. The battle dance gets Polu well and truly out of there, though, as teleport comes in, and I'm not sure whether that's where Yahoo wants to be. He brought his bear, but his bear is just going to die in Hype. Stands his ground, still 1,000 gold. Goes over to the Pantheon, but Teddy is too far up, and so is Rich. And Morgan just puts him in the ground.
Just a really uncoordinated fight here.
He's now the only one with an advantage.
That's really not.
That's a cost of something that just happened there. There's a beautiful knock-up from Polu. Puts him in the Cataclysm yet again as Croco, as Sponge is just dead. And now, Flag and Drag gets Croco towards Yahoo. Will get knocked up by that grand entrance from Polu, and now he's slowed down and has nowhere to go. High Valkyrie's in, takes down the Annie. And man, this is just business as usual for the...
Oriana's, going to do a decent amount of damage just sitting on a Baron.
This is with names starting with C, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty good at Jarvan. Which I don't think that it correlates very much. But the flag comes in, spots out Sponge. This is for Ocean Soul. As Rich, the first one to dive in, the Grand Starfall comes down, but Croco says, that's my dragon. Polu is just going to quickness them all up, and Croco going to be able to put Rich into the Cataclysm, finds the flag and dragon. Morgan gets the follow-up. They take down the Braum. Teddy is still standing, but he's in melee range with an Ambessa, who just dashes forward, takes him down, and it is destruction here. A clean ace.
I think when you're trying to set up like this, if it's a fairly even game state, or your Annie is giga-fed, I suppose you can look for a flank like that, but this is just not that type of game. You've got to just front to back. You've got to just play for stun whoever you can get and hope Teddy can do the damage. He's 3,200 gold behind now in this game, and it is just watching the Nexus explode is all that DRX can do now.
Yeah, the bros really making short work of them. Things were close until they absolutely were not. As there's the last-ditch effort here for DRX, but it is not going to be enough. The Nexus turret's the first to fall as Sponge's health bar just evaporates. He has to limp his way out of there. Rich not going to be so lucky as Teddy gets hit by one attack dissonance and just dies pretty much. The Nexus is going to follow suit, worth the same. Like, you're looking at heroic entrance, Emperor's Divide, even the Crescent Guard is going to mean that, like, if you're trying to, like, dive in, you can get that completely, yeah.
It's one of the best shows I've seen in a while. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, man, okay.
And it got all the memes, so you got to stay up to date. It's a matchup where you don't get prio. You're not supposed to lose this hard. He is losing very hard.
Yeah, so he's down one level, right? It looked like 2 levels because the numbers were too different, but does just level up now. DRX are able to take 2 of the grubs away, as now Closer pops the ulti, is going to look for a reset here as Andal going down low, but Closer can't quite find that one. Nice charm, connects onto Sponge as the Solar Flare comes on through, but Croco, he's going to be the first to go down, and it's Teddy that locks in the kill. Now Hype is looking to punish him. Extendo Beam not going to connect. There's a heroic entrance as Hype just goes bananas and dies. And that is a great team fight for DRX after they are able to lock down all 3 grubs.
Oh man, that was so sweet vision.
We are 1 away from everything for DRX as far as the feats of strength are concerned, as Croco wanted to come towards his top side and take down Rich. No flash available. Cease and desist is going to be there and will be used to try and get rid of him. And yeah, Rich has no options. He's just really dead.
Rich was like, I went into the shop.
Can we call the Winds of War with this skin Wings of War?
Ooh, I like that.
I think we should do that.
They
also then managed to secure feats of strength.
Yeah,
so
and it
going down.
Denies Closer some farm as well. And they can actually slow play this. They should not fight now. Close this area down. DRX I mean, I think they're onto something in this one. Atlas, they're going to get this Herald for free, surely.
Well,
surely.
Croco is hex gating. So they're not going to be getting this Rift Herald, but can there be a team fight found here for the bros as Croco gets in behind? Morgan going to be the first to go down, though, and he doesn't really get to do anything at all. Voltbreaker gets Croco kind of out of there, but Sponge is there to finish him off.
Oh, right.
Man, the generosity of the bros continues as it's looking like they are providing us with a Game 3.
That's right. Pred Dream alive.
Oh, yeah. As all right, the Rift Herald is going to charge on in. Closer does get knocked up momentarily, but it looks like the turret will stay alive for the minute. Yahoo just chilling out towards the top side.
He's got Nashor's tooth first.
Caught on the flank. Rich is just going to be able to find him here. Needs to Volt Break to get himself back into the fog of war.
And they just burst this dragon down.
All right, Croco gets into the back of the pit here. Let's see whether the bros can actually coordinate as Sponge finding him. And now the burst could come in, but they're holding on to the dragon. Will we see an equalizer? Yes, we will. This time it's doing a lot of damage. Teddy just walks forward, though. The heroic entrance to come on down. The knock-up connects as they're looking to burst the Drake, and there is the soul point, as now the bros need to try and find an angle. A big taunt from Rich, but now Hype, can he actually find it? Flashes out of the Emperor's Divide, but unfortunately, you cannot flash the Beyblades, as Teddy just raises him up, as Morgan is going to be taken down here as well. And raises him up. Not like, that's not lifting him up, it's like hitting him with raises.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, but it didn't really
he got raised.
Very well. As Rich is going to throw buckets at Morgan eventually. And there is the last kill. It is going to be the turret taken down there as well by Teddy, who is now looking for even more. Yeah, in the box. This is how it's supposed to go. It is written. As DRX, starting the Otacon in the Rise group, should be making everyone nervous, but they are very far ahead. So maybe we should not be nervous. Should we be nervous? Maybe. Okay, Charm misses. Less nervous. maybe more nervous.
A little nervous. I'm a little nervous.
Has the equalizer. He can stop the retreat as Polo just throws an anchor to Nani as Closer gets closed in on him. Will get taken out. Devi is dead as well, and Hype thrown into the meat grinder. And down he will go. And yeah, the nerves not quite there anymore as DRX have only lost one throughout this entire game. And it was a Rich who did not care about it at all.
No. And in this case, it's Yahoo does the massive damage. And Teddy was sitting super far back. He was really safely positioned there. The equalizer positioning was amazing for Morgan, but it was just too little, too late on that fight. And DRX, at 20 minutes into the game, are practically able to break open the base. They're going to get this inner turret.
Just too good. And they have all of the tempo in this game, so they get to dictate when these fights happen. Another hook finds the air. As we know, for anchors, it's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to at least find water, and does want to find the ground afterwards.
I never doubted DRX. I just want to make it clear, you know? I knew all along they were going to get the stun.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I never thought that they wouldn't be able to lock down this area or anything. I just want everyone to know it. Yeah, I was a truster.
I remember that you said that.
Yeah, I know. At the end of the draft, I was like, they win this easy, like you suggested.
Yeah.
I did say that,
Yeah. You were practicing for the bias and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously that happened.
Okay, one more fight for Bro. Good luck.
This Soul. So they do have to try and contest this. Let's see whether Croco can steal it away. They can see the health bar. And the equalizer goes down as it's a steal. Okay, there's something for Croco. Andil going to be taken down low. The heroic entrance just defensively to save the Leona. And Bro, get out.
That was a really nice play there. Morgan drops the equalizer. Croco's ready to go in, and there is no vision here. Bro looking for another miracle steal, but there is just too much in the way.
Looking for a bit of a turn here as the Baron down to 6,000. Polo looking to make his way in. The equalizer does calm down. That's the explosion on this Leona. They've taken one down, but the Baron does go over to DRX. There's the flash out from the Lord, though. Flash out from Teddy keeps him safe. Rich is diving on top of him. But it's not really going to help out. Bro, can they find the angle? That is a great charm to connect the extendo beam. Not doing too much, though. And Hype doesn't even really have an opportunity to press the ultimate button. They're taking Hex Skates while Polu's going in. Get Polu back in comms, bro.
Yeah, that was... I'm actually kind of like... I was really...
Anchoring.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I just think it was not communicated there what they wanted to do at the end of the fight. That's the kind of thing that... You just kind of have to know, you know, you don't say it out loud necessarily, but Palu, well, on the same page as everybody else, and DRX, the miracle fight, they avoid it. They do not get punished. They get the Baron, and they're now pushing to break open the base.
Yep, it's going to crest 10,000 gold pretty quickly here, as DRX will be able to take this one down. That is a very nice solar flare as Closer. He's able to at least limp his way away with the Spirit Rush, but that is now not going to be able to be used offensively. And Rich just lumbers over towards this mid inhibitor and will be able to help bonk that one down with the help of his team.
They have the third wave in the top lane coming in as well, so they can just triple inhib off of this, not take any unnecessary risks. Play-in's on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been joking about our Preds, but for these two teams, this is everything. The rest of your year, opened up or closed. DRX playing this very, very carefully. And they will actually back out of the base the time being. Grab Hextech Soul. They could use their Baron to try to...
Yeah, Hextech Soul with Siva. That's going to be a thing.
Actually, I think I still do.
That's why I'm looking forward to being a dad, so I get to run baths all the time.
Yeah.
That's going to be the best part of it. Get so much of the water going down the pipe. Anyway.
All right, so now we got 6 super minions about to crash. They're not synced up here, but I mean, Sivir can just kind of throw Qs out.
All right, well, we're ceased and desisted, and Croco's dead. The rest of the bros, they will get redeemed momentarily, but I don't know whether it's much redemption of anything at all.
Human Nexus, you go into the fountain, you die.
Yeah, Polo goes in as well, and he does also die, Wolf. As it turns out, you're right on multiple fronts. As now Hype doing his very best to keep himself alive, but oh my god, that is not going to happen, not in this game, as DRX just roll over the top, and the bros deliver on their promise.
Instead.
I kind of love this, though. It gives you that very easy, I'm going to press the R button. We did recently see it lose pretty horrifically enough.
Of objective feats of strength. And The Grub's arguably more value, I would say.
And this Yorick in a side lane could be problematic. Problematic. Hype is now a very long way away. The flash comes in as Andil looking to hold Hype in position. He's just trying to walk his way out, but he cannot do it. As now we've got Sponge over here perfectly catching Closer on the Realm Warp. As Rich is going to be inside the Ghoulie wall and does not care about it whatsoever. So that is just first blood going over to DRX and with not much recourse.
DRX to fight for the next dragon now, perhaps.
No flash, by the way. He might just die here to Wukong.
Yep. The Cyclone is going to come in, and Wolf, you may have been onto something, as he is going to go down once again.
Like, it's not an issue that Hype is behind, per se. It's just an issue that Teddy's ahead, if you know what I mean. And Morgan may no longer be ahead.
Yeah, Morgan is not looking to be too far ahead. And in fact, he is dead.
Sponge is just like, this is my
game. Up and available. And DRX now looking for even more. Croco is going to come in. They will take a plate. That looks to be all they're going to be able to collect, as Rich has to flash out of the way of Croco, who is just going to eat him. All right, this Trundle is a monster. He's going to take a bite out of Sponge as well and says, you can live. Tell them what happened on this day.
Now being started up by DRX. They have full prio here.
Oh, Closer is just going to walk up, though. Let's see whether the bros can actually find an inroad, as Polu, level 7, will be able to throw down the ulti, finds the snare onto Sponge, who's taking a fair bit of damage. Warrior Trixie gets him out of there. It is Croco locking up this dragon, but he has to, okay, just eats the monkey. And now Teddy dives on forward. It is going to be a Chemtech Soulless. Hype wants to get this damage down close and kills Teddy. Just flash executes him. And there is the keeper's verdict, but the verdict is in. You are dead. Andil, there is nothing you can do about that. As we have a bit of Biffo in the top lane, but
not going to commit. And actually now going to go for the turret with
yeah, what are we doing here? We're not allowed to be here! Oh god, Closer just takes him down. That is going to be first turret going over to the bros as well. As Rich in this bottom lane, we're going to check it out, but the teleport.
Who's going to win? Sponge here looking for Closer.
Yeah, he's going to get dove on as Polo just a little late to the party. The Realm Warp not going to work out. The Bramble Smash looked kind of cool. Kennel placement, great. But unfortunately, the tree is still dead. And the vibes,
just like that, Atlas.
Yep.
He just described how momentum works.
In a swing.
And which is what Tempo Vibes is.
Well, Croco is trying to eat a Poppy. And that's Poppy says goodbye.
And that's another reason not to pick Poppy there.
Well, I mean, did disengage relatively well. Teddy going to be able to lock down this turret. The Flamethrower have started off this Drake, but in comes Sponge with that Mega Cone. Closer looking for Yeho on an angle, and the bros have so much vision control. It is absolutely insane. There is still a ward in here, but Sponge, can you win this 50-50? His keeper's verdict is in, and the verdict is goodbye, Mr. Trundle. And now we got a Rune Prison. The curtains have been called, and this monkey is not long for the world. Down he will go, does get a fair bit of work done. But the sacrifice is monkey for dragon.
Yeah, and I don't think there's really going to be too much.
They are going to spot him, as Teddy does find out, but that is just information that it is going to go down that they would have got anyway. And Morgan looking to defend this, so the...
Okay, we're going to see a collapse on Morgan.
Flash in onto Morgan. Can he stick around? Oh my god, gets so much health back. Everyone turns up as the jump scare comes in. They might be able to just take down this turret. They may need to, as Croco's going to walk in. Puts a kennel on top of Sponge. He's got to fight off to the side as the keeper's verdict does get rid of the Yorick. And now Rich is just trying to run away. Finally, the Trundle takes down the monkey, but the flash in from Morgan will get denied by Rich. Andil doesn't have the same level of safety, though.
They're gonna
and Yahoo is chilling out in the top lane.
They're going to get this turret in the top lane. Teddy had a really strong push in mid as well, so it's not like DRX get nothing back, but this is definitely a trade up for Bro, who will also get turrets in exchange during these backs here. They have a huge wave in mid to take the mid turret down. They got Demolish here as well because it's a Yorick pushing this one down. They get the bottom turret, and DRX, they're gold.
Oh god!
Gone. They're getting another one.
That's going to be an inhibitor turret?
Rich is TPing into mid.
Another inhibitor turret, and he's straight into a baby cage. As the Ghoulie wall is going to pin him down. So yeah,
he's like Croco?
It's him and Croco, but honestly, I do feel like they're both the kingpins of this one. if you know what I mean. Both of them sitting on 4 and 1 as well.
Yeah, sometimes you can actually have 2 equal bosses.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. If your AD carry is like struggling moving up too far, which Hype is currently maybe doing. No, never mind. There is a Maiden and a Yorick in front of him as another inner turret is going to fall down.
Don't want to side lane. Rich gets some extra time with his turret. His TP is back available now. We'll get the Demolish here and should be able to take this turret out and escape.
Yeah, Morgan is going to come in, puts Rich in the ghoulie wall as Deadly Flourish not going to quite find the angle here.
Ooh, this is a lot of
interest.
There's a lot of people chasing this Jax, and now DRX have been able to get some vision control around this Baron. Things getting a little bit scary here for Bro all of a sudden as DRX really closer. So this might have been a bit of an error.
Well,
or
there does need to be a teleport to come in as Croco is just going to walk on over and eat the dragon from 200 health.
What am I watching here?
Well, what
you started the Baron? He doesn't have TP, and you were on the top side with more members. Second World Championship possibilities might be fading before your eyes.
Exactly.
As this is just a dead Baron. They got the ult followed its own away. There's no way.
They just walk up to the dragon, take the dragon, and then their master plan is walk up as well. That would be pretty cute.
Thornmail does look like a Monster Hunter armor.
It does, doesn't it? Like a Rathalos armor or something like that? Yeah, absolutely.
So with Baron here and no inhibitor turret, they can kind of just hang out and siege this and wait for DRX to engage. Like Sponge has to find an angle. He has flash if they're going to stop this. Otherwise, they just lose this inhib. And I think they should consider defending it.
They need to break out of this Britnetism, man, as Keeper's Verdict is going to get rid of the Yorick, and now Closer goes golden. Can they buy enough time? That's the question. As the nature is grasping, but perhaps it is grasping at straws. As Rich goes golden, he gets punched back though. Polu holding them at bay as Rich is flashing, but so is Croco, and he dives in. Give your tribute to the king as he goes down. Morgan flashes away though. Finally, they take down the Yorick. This is an absolute disaster here on both sides, but it's the Bros that thrive in moments like this.
Yahoo.
Hype, you thrive in moments like this, by the way.
Yahoo's going to try to get a back off here so they cannot take out these Nexus turrets. I mean, there is a wave in Baron.
Hang on, just stop the backs. Never mind. Polo is dead. And now it's Hype versus Yahoo.
He gets one Nexus turret and then he's out. He's out of there. That's all I can't end the game. I'm just a lowly Jin. I'm just a Jin.
The Leap Strike is closer. Look, he's just lumbering towards him very slowly. But Hype is just going to follow the minion wave. All right, DRX, you can have a third dragon because we're just going to win the game. Yeah. Okay, bro. I mean, that's their name for a reason. It's just, okay, bro, just win, I guess. As in goes Rich, taking a fair bit of damage. There's the Keeper's Verdict being channeled, but that is just going to go on a little bit of a cooldown.
Sponge decides not to recall because he wants to take Dragon, but he knows they're collapsing towards him, so...
Bit of decision paralysis.
He could try to actually find an angle here with the Cyclone if they can follow up, but there's a mid-wave pushing through, and I just don't think there's any way DRX can collapse the way they'd like to. Sponge tries for it, though. Sponge?
He's just going to walk on up.
Wants a Smite steal.
Well, let's see what he can do here as... Yeah, no, he just can't. Restack Chemtech Soul on a Trundle.
And he has like so much MR. So Teddy's poke means nothing to him. The Aurora means nothing to him.
Well, Control Ward does go in. DRX have a decent wraparound. Look at this ghoulie army though that Morgan does have trailing after him. The Baron up and available. That is going to be where the battle lines are drawn. There is the Cyclone engage, but Polu finds Teddy. Sponge taking a lot of damage, but Closer is going to be the first to go down. Andal gets a heroic charge, and it is absolute heroism as Hype does find the fadeaway shot onto the jungler, and Croco's alive, but unfortunately, the rest of his team is dead. It's a triple for Rich. My perfect predictions.
Oh, Croco, you said he wasn't gonna die.
Wait, can Croco just walk up and eat the Nexus?
You said he wasn't gonna die.
If he eats the Nexus, they win.
He wants to, but they are gonna come back and defend. But that means they don't get Baron.
All right,
Croco.
Can you get out? Croco, that's the well, he flashes. He will have his speedy, fast walkie ground. There it is. He can put down a pillar. He's out.
Rich
gets
smote.
Oh, will have Leap Strike up again, so they manage to hold down. Oh, he gets to press R, and it's not enough. Teddy locks it down, and then DRX managed to take the Baron.
This game is
Because I'm sensing a bit of an elder flip in our future.
Oh, okay, that's what you were. Okay, I got you. I was like, Wukong, is he really like? He's mythical, but like.
Yeah.
I could see the elder flip being decides it all. Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards that.
That would be the perfect bookend,
bro,
to the Fries group.
Bro, absolutely should not just like walk in and try to fight DRX right now. Like I think they
the
have
elder up in 5 seconds time.
DRX just want to take the fight off the elder. Look at the split here for DRX. Sponge has his GA, of course, still.
Sponge is not really the guy that wants to be away from the Elder Pit, though. And he's going to get slowed down by the Morning Mist. There is the flash having to be employed. Keeper's Verdict is in. That gets rid of the Maokai. But Bro can now disengage. And with the Keeper's Verdict on cooldown, it's a real rough time as the Maiden trying to run away, and she will be able to get out of there.
So many tools used for Bro here that they don't have for the fight anymore, and I think that's probably going to be the go button here for DRX. They can use this Honeyfruit to heal up and head straight to the Elder Dragon itself. Yahoo on a flank, perhaps caught.
I mean, he's just going to get chomped by Croco. Walks towards him, Redemption comes down, and now the Elder has been started.
Okay, here we go. This is it.
Yep, Bro.
Everything.
Oh, it has to be a 50-50. Come on, junglers, both of you in the pit. Mano a mano. As, all right, Yahoo is just going to pop like a balloon. The grenade is dancing around the fight, but Closer is going to go down as well. Both mid laners are dead. It's an absolute melee. A bloodbath, but Rich getting in on top of them. The GA's going to work, but Teddy is dead. And Morgan is just smacking them with a shovel. The shovel of the monster. And Sponge is going to be the last man standing, but that monkey is going to be put in the ground, and the Bros will do it!
And Hype, 10,000 damage in the fight. Who says Yorick can't team fight? It's not Morgan, as they are going to win it. They are going to go to play-ins here, and Bro saved the year on an Elder fight in a 45-minute game to close out the 5th and final Game 3 between these two teams. Bro have done it.